Welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Thursday, December 31st, 7:40 a.m. here in the chilly Arizona desert. All right, as always, go to Bitcoin Daily View for news that we cover today and other things that I talk about in the video and things that I use every day and endorse for sure. Never financial advice. I'm not a financial consultant or a life coach. This is all for entertainment purposes only, but enjoy. It's cool. All right, this is alts against, Bitcoin and alts against USD. Now, if we look here, it's a green and red day in the market. And Bitcoin coming in at 28,358, taking a bit of a dive today, but it's still up 1.6% last 24 hours. Ethereum under 750, it's coming in at 727. Polkadot, it is 9% up plus, coming in at $8. XRP not destroyed yet, 21 cents this morning. Other coins looking a mix of green and red. Theta, definitely a winner right now, coming in at 14% up. It's $1.70. That's pretty darn rockin'. All right. Let's also look here. This is Coin360 once again, but it's against BTC. So alts against BTC. Of course, 1 BTC equals 1 BTC. It's the big gray thing there. But note here, mostly in the red. Now you got some players that are very strong. You will see green against USD and Bitcoin. So Polkadot's doing that, and so is Theta. When does alt season start? In my opinion, alt season starts when you have 51% of Coin 360 here, 51% of the alts against BTC in the green. So that's what I would say. People talk about alt season starting. When is it alt season? Something I've been pondering recently. And really, if you look at it, if you're playing against USDT or Tether basically in alts, well, it's still kind of a red day, but some alts are making money. Now, if you're playing against Bitcoin, well, maybe not quite as many are, that's for sure. But when we see mostly like 51% green here against BTC consistently for day after day, week after week, then we're definitely in alt season right now. To my opinion, we're nowhere near it. But why do we even have this term? Because if you're watching the market, you got your scanners, you're working with other traders, etc., you would know DOT is rocking and so is Theta. So really, if you're in alts that are making money against Bitcoin or against Tether, well, isn't it alt season for you? Anyway, why I do not think that we're going to have this big retrace that people keep talking about. One reason is, how many people do you know who say, man, I'm telling you, I wish I bought a Bitcoin when it was 3,000, or oh yeah, we got to retrace, we have to retrace to 9 or 14K to keep going, and that's what I'm getting in. These losers never do anything, not only with Bitcoin, but with their lives. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. We may see a flash crash down to 26, 25, it'll be a wick, but I tell you what, look, Grayscale, Square, you got PayPal, you got big, now I think BlackRock's getting into it. We have big players that are hedging into Bitcoin to protect their wealth because the dollar is failing so crazy. I mean, we can look at the DXY chart and we will. Dollar is nothing but a spiral downwards to oblivion. So you've also got Michael Saylor of MicroStrategies investing a huge portion of the company's capital into Bitcoin. More companies will follow. Just wait till the day when Elon Musk says that Tesla's going to hedge in some. Whew, rocket ship to Pluto, little Tesla rocket ship to Pluto that day. So look, and think about it. How long is it going to be before a state or cities here in the U.S. start hedging into Bitcoin to protect their ability to function against a failing dollar? Look, negative people will say, it's not different this time. I'm going to say it is. And because, for one thing, look at this. Bitcoin liquidity crisis, BT is becoming harder to buy on exchanges, data shows. And if you look here in this graph, it's getting bought and taken off of exchanges, put into basically cold storage. These big institutions like Grayscale, they're selling it to customers, and so is PayPal, etc. But also to preserve wealth. You've got MicroStrategies, Michael Saylor's company. I mean, there's just these big players are not playing to lose, and they're not going to play the retrace game that Grumpy Pants want to try to project onto reality. It's not going to happen. Has there ever been a situation in Bitcoin's history where all 900 and some are bought instantly, and where big institutional money is waiting to boom get that Bitcoin whenever you do have a dip? How far could it dip? It would get bought as fast as it dips, it's kind of like trying to run into a fire hose. You're not going to do it, you know? So, with that said, also, Bitcoin sellers are starting to disappear as analysts forecast major growth. If you listen to this, you can just push the button or you can read it. Um, Look, there is a liquidity crisis. This Bitcoin is supposedly going to go to 14K or must go to 19K or have this massive retrace. I'm going to, even though this is not financial advice, take it for what it's worth. I'm a guy in his garage. I'm going to give this massive retrace nonsense a official Bitcoin daily view. Bullshit. Not going to happen. So, with that said, volume last 24 hours, 5.3 billion. That's amazing. 2.5 billion of that on Binance. Coinbase, over a billion. And Kraken, 469 million, almost broke half a billion. These exchanges, I'm glad they are not crashing. Where all this glorious volume is mostly on Binance, of course, 75% long. Let me actually refresh this. 46% long, 53% shorts. That's very interesting. Let me actually refresh this. So I got this all right. Yep, that looks right. Okay, so sentiment is starting to go short on Binance, and I think that's because Bitcoin's taking a bit of a dip this morning. Let's look at traditional markets quite quickly here. S&P 500 opening on a red candle, Russell 2000 opening on a red candle. Dollar strength index has been trending down for quite some time, but today has the slightest little bit of a green candle. Definitely in lean. So traditional markets not opening particularly strong. Let's look at commercial real estate. It's kind of sideways recently, last couple of days. Red candle today, not making a big move. AMC Entertainment, movie theaters, continuing down, red candle. Carnival Corp, the cruise line, sideways, a red candle today. Fiverr, the gig economy, a red candle today, but overall in an uptrend. All right, gold, slight green candle, continuing a nice, beautiful upwards momentum, and so is silver, a red candle, but still continuing a beautiful upwards momentum. Bitcoin on the daily, red candle today. MACD still looking really, 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 really strong. Let's look at the 3-day. Oh, sorry, that's weekly. Actually, let's look at the weekly. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at this weekly chart. That is insane. And look at that weekly MACD. So when you look at these, and actually, if we go out to the month, we're going to close a yearly candle pretty soon. That's pretty far out. But look at this, monthly candle for this year. Woo! Monthly candles. We are really moving. Look at this, weekly candles. That is beautiful. I'm loving it. We are pulling away from the moving 8 a little bit, the red moving average there. Usually tend to get snapped back, but we shall see how this goes. Beautiful opening MACD. Histogram's widening. 3-day candles. All green. Continuing this beautiful staircase to mad gains, and of course the MACD is beautifully positive there. On the daily we have a red candle so far. We'll see how it goes. MACD is still positive. Histogram just began to close a little bit towards the negative. Let's look at the 4-hour MACD and the 4-hour chart. 4-hour MACD, look at that, about to cross negative. And look at this, a 2-hour MACD. How's that looking? It has crossed negative, so it looks like we're losing a little bit of momentum. Maybe we'll see a little bit of a pullback, a few percent that many people are, visualizing is bound to happen. But forget this 14K, 9K, 30% ridiculous garbage. All right, 45-minute chart with all my cool little indicators. We're above the 200 moving average, moving up. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful uptrend. Super guppy EMAs are all green. Taking a bit of a dump this morning. Looks like we're leveling out. It's nowhere near even a down to the 200 moving average kind of a dump. Directional index is in the red. Oh, but look at the RSI at the bottom, ready to turn up. KRI, ready to turn up. And look at the wave trend oscillator by Lazy Bear right here in the mid-range where it tends to bounce off like it did back here and then make more bad gains. We're just gaining some beautiful momentum, sideways momentum. We've been doing that. And now it looks like we're taking a little bit of a dump, but it looks like basically kind of a trampoline bounce dump. Bitcoin's getting ready to do like a triple backflip into profit land. All right, 4-hour candles looking kind of harsh there, isn't it? Up and down. Here we go. RSI turning down. Directional index still strong. ADX in the right place. KRI in a good spot. Lazy Bear indicator a little bit high. Anyway, so we are losing a little bit of momentum as we roll into, it's looking like pre-New Year's Eve day. So it's New Year's Eve today. Isn't this really wonderful? So Bitcoin taking a little bit of a cool off right now before it continues up, just like it did back here, like it did back here. With that said, it's looking beautiful. I'm liking it. Ethereum USD. Okay, Ethereum USD. It's basically doing exactly what Bitcoin is. It's getting ready to make a bit of a rally. Ethereum versus BTC. It's definitely been flirting with this 200 moving average, having a hard time getting above it. It still is not above it. So let's take a closer look at that. On the 45-minute chart for immediate price action, it's working really hard at getting positive again. We shall see. Directional index is in the right direction. ADX is too low. RSI is a bit high. KRI is not in the right spot. Anyway, in general, Ethereum struggling along, trying to kick some ass. Like I say, it is the alt that I really do look forward to for me, along with there being a lot of green in Coin360 when you're looking at alts against BTC. That to me looks like alt season, like when that is mostly green. And as you can see, it is definitely not mostly green, though it has some winners. We can get above this 4 hour, the 45 minute, above the 45 minute 200 moving average. We're flirting with it. Above that is good, but we're definitely really into that rock and all season. What we can see Ethereum versus BTC get above the 200 moving average on the 4 hour chart. That's about 0.03 sats. XRP, well, it kind of has gotten below. It broke below its there's a little bit of an uptrend that it has going on, but if you look at a 45-minute chart for immediate price action, it's working towards getting above that 200 moving average and overall has an upwards momentum. So it goes to show the SEC does not rule the earth. I'm not an XRP fanboy, but it doesn't deserve the bullshit that it's getting. DOT, and of course it will just settle out of court before too long. If you've been hodling it and you're stuck in it, well, not financial advice, but you could always hedge some out into like Ethereum or something, which is definitely going to make moves, or Bitcoin, which is at least a good store of value. If you want to hedge out, hedge out. But I would say if you do nothing, as soon as this nonsense SEC crap is over, we're going to see this thing, I mean, probably Lambo like few coins ever had, because I don't know what it is with people, but some people really just, they have it tattooed on like their lower back. It's creepy. Polkadot versus BTC on the 45-minute chart. Here's a perfect example of alt season. DOT is not waiting for it. Directional index is green. ADX is perfect. Our RSI is going to turn back up. KRI is looking good. Wave trend oscillator by Lazy Bear is in a good spot, a little high, but woo, just topping off for a second on the way to continue back up. It is a grooving coin. Theta, not taking crap from anybody. It struggled a little bit. Kind of like if you look at Ethereum right now, what has Ethereum been doing against Bitcoin here on the 45-minute chart? You can see that it has been, struggling with that 200 moving average. Here we go. Let me spin it a little bit. You can see it's working on getting above it. So basically, just like Theta is doing. It was working on getting above that 200 moving average, bouncing off it, getting under it, moving along here on the 45-minute chart. It made its move above, looking powerful. It's in a good-looking channel. It's taking a little bit of a slowdown because Bitcoin is. But still, I think that, DOT and Theta are definitely, what I would look at for saying it is alt season. It is alt season for Theta and for sure. We're going to stop looking at Raven Bitcoin because it's just a complete loser. All right. Anyway, that's about it for DGB. Here we go. Bitcoin, DGB versus Bitcoin. Here's not what you're struggling. As you can see, many are. You kind of got alt season here, then it doesn't quite do as well. A lot of alts are struggling just like this. Digibyte. They just need a little bit of action. Once Bitcoin stops mad pumping so hard, gets a little bit sideways action, I'm going to see a lot of coins like Digibyte here making their move. Anyway, I mentioned this yesterday, but hey, crypto mining, it's back. Think about it. It's kind of wild. This article is cool. Check it out if you have not. I'll link to it in the show notes because it just shows what is possible in your garage if you've got some money to invest. With that said, I am glad you're here for the peaceful revolution. This is a glorious day. Happy New Year's, Bitcoin truth seekers. And I will see you in 2021 where we're going to be part of a peaceful revolution, and we're going to just make, insane amounts of money doing something that is truly, completely good for humanity and earth, spirit on all levels. Take care, and I'll see you guys in 2021.